ready to get this one going. On the other side, the head coach of the home team. His guys also found in their opener a week ago, so we got a couple of teams here desperately trying to avoid that 0-2 start. Two one-loss teams set to lace it up. This ought to be fun, and we're underway on EA Sports. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. They'll be led out by the former second-round pick from Louisville, Tyler Shough.
And he was terrific in the opener, threw 3 touchdown passes, and make no mistake about it, he was eager to get right back out and do it again. So I think we'll see him try to test the secondary quite a bit as this game goes on.
Inside the 20. And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. A big play there on the first play of the game. 67 yards.
First down. First and goal at the 8-yard line.
With that last effort, he topples the 5,000-yard mark for his career.
And that doesn't place you among the absolute greats that have ever played the game, but it's a significant achievement and a very, very solid career.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on second and goal.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up second and goal.
Straight ahead with Hubbard. And he gets it a little bit closer, takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
He was brought down at the 4-yard line.
Shough will throw on third and goal. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. The Dolphins do the job defensively there, and now it brings up fourth.
Jason Myers on for the field goal. A 21-yard attempt.
Myers' kick is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just a field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And fighting down inside the 25. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. They'll be led out by a former most valuable player of the National Football League, the always dangerous Lamar Jackson.
And he remains the league's premier rushing threat and one of the biggest playmakers among quarterbacks. His goal each and every season, continue to expand his game as a passer and become well-rounded. All those highlight reel plays you see, they come off the fact that he can run it, throw it, and scares defenses every time he takes a snap.
A tackle, and he's got an alley. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down.
That's another Dolphins first down.
Anytime you hear the term an explosive run, most teams I know define that as any run over 10 yards, and they got that and more. How about a lot of credit for the big guys up front? That offensive line firing out, creating plenty of space, and a big run ensued.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
2 yards on the pickup. It's second and
on the draw, it's Scatterboo. Fights loose. And he's got this down to the 35. Give him 12 yards there. The Dolphins have a first down.
That's another Dolphins first down. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
They start on the ground with Scatterboo. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll in fact tackle him behind the line. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd. Jackson. Got a man and he hits him in stride. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Over the middle, complete. It's Steele. And he will be marked down short of the first as they get to him at the 29.
It's fourth down.
I don't think this will even, nope, it doesn't even get there. Well short, and instead of tying it up, they'll remain down by 3.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
So the Giants getting the football back here for their second drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. In motion left comes Williams. They go play action here with Shuck. Now he'll tuck this and run. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Slot man moves right. He's going to handle it on the touch pass. And a great job there to read that one defensively. They strung him out. It would not allow him to cut upfield.
A gain of 10 yards.
And they'll run on first down with Hubbard. And he's going to be met at about the 43. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Second down, another chance for Hubbard. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. You talk about this Miami defense. This unit, they struggled a little bit against the pass, ranked number 21 in the league.
And you see the starting unit here, but really, you're going to see a lot of different personnel, a lot of different packages as they rotate in and out throughout the game.
And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. 88 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
1st and 10.
One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, not get loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
To throw is Shuck. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
It's 3rd down.
Here's Shuck. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go up the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
45-yard attempt.
Myers' kick is good. And that will make it 6-0. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Now, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
So Miami coming out for their second drive. Yeah, they were in field goal range last time out, but couldn't connect.
And it's early in the game, so I don't think that the confidence just goes entirely out of, running your kicker back out there. But let's face it, some coaches have a little bit less patience for that than others. Let's see if they call the game differently now in terms of what they do on drives and not try and settle for field goals.
At the 26-yard line.
An inside run with Scattergood. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. That good for 19 and a first down.
Dolphins, first down.
His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? He's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
The line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd.
Now it's Jackson. To the right side and caught by Ironman. So the completion good for 6 yards. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
It's a gain of 6.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
And the Dolphins, first down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard
That's a play that'll
line.
likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
First down, here's Scatterby. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
At the 33-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
In a 4th down.
Well, that's absolutely going to fire this defense up. They made it their mission to deny that completion, and they came through with a nice hit and knocked it incomplete.
On 4th down, Ryan Stonehouse on to punt. This one angles out of bounds in a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line. The Giants offense and Chuba Hubbard set to take over once more. And he's been sensational in this opening quarter. You have to imagine we'll see much more of him as this game goes along. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
And they're going to get him down shy of the 1st at about the 13-yard line. The screen good for 6, but it's not enough as it leads to a 4th down.
Ryan Wright in punt formation.
6-0 our score after 1. Giant football, and we're ready to begin the second quarter. As they've got it with a 4th down coming up. And here's Ryan Wright now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Dolphins will begin this drive in great field position, 1st and 10. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it? Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Giants are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
Okay, Gardner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
Looking to put a drive together. Off the play fake, Shuck. Pass caught, that's Golden. From the 46-yard line, a 2nd down and 6.
46-yard line.
In motion goes the tight end. Now a first carry here for the running back. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
They'll give this to Hubbard running right. Now he's able to break through 1 tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Play fake, Shuck. The short one there taken in by Ferguson. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. In motion, the tight end. Now Shuck. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And the Giants first down. First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. 2nd and 5.
Number 15, Lamb McKinley. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Shuck now to throw. Over the middle, he's got Golden. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Giants first down. First and goal, Giants.
To the air once more, Shuck. And did he get the feet down? No, they'll say he did not. It's incomplete.
You got to be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well because of that.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Shuck on 3rd and goal. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Touchdown! Colston Loveland, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to extend their lead. So after the disappointment in the opening week loss, Charles, this looks like really a completely different football team.
They sure do, and I think they realize we can't start 0-2, and they're determined to not let it happen by the looks of things here in the early going.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And the lead now stands at 13. After the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42. Great return. The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football, and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands. An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That's good. Dolphins first down.
Evident there that he learned his lesson from the last drive. No way he was going to force a throw that time. When nothing broke open, kept it, and ended up running for a first down himself.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. The Dolphins had 0-1 in the year following the loss in the opener. And they were given a gift of 2 straight home games to start the campaign. Dropped one of them already. You have to figure a split of these two probably imperative.
And they did talk about that with us prior to the game, about how important it is to start the season 1-1, especially with 2 games at home. Because
a great effort there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Dolphins have got it back to within a score.
Everybody likes to see the long ball thrown, but when you throw it underneath and you see someone catch the ball, secure it, make their moves, and then turn it into bigger plays, that's a lot of fun to watch as well.
Extra point attempt to come here. And that'll make it 13-7. 5 plays there on that drive. And it ends with a touchdown for the Dolphins. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The possession switching back to the New York Giants. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. Now, their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive. And they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
First down, they'll stay on the ground with Hubbard. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
At the 41-yard line.
Throwing, Shuck. Got a man over the middle, it's Williams. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And 3rd and 8 now. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. 3rd down, Shuck from the gun. It's Williams on the catch. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Giants first down. An 8-yard pickup. First down.
Oh, they had a good chance to get off the field defensively there. If they could just wrap up, it's going to be a 4th down. But instead, they can't get him on the deck. And he allows them to pick up the first down.
And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. 103 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Play action now. Shuck. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll go play action with Shuck. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of a quarterback in the pocket. Now, if you come to the sidelines and you didn't knock the ball free, your coaches are upset with you. All right, so if you're a quarterback, it starts all the way back in the youth leagues. Take care of the ball, take care of the ball, take care of the ball, because here come the defenders.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. A quick throw complete to Washington. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
Out of bounds at the 46-yard line. A 6-yard pickup.
They'll run from the gun to Scatteroo. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he's able to push his way forward somehow for a gain of about 2 yards. 2nd down now. Hang on a second here, because on that last play, it appears one of the Giants shaken up. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8. Give up the middle, Scatteroo. And he stopped immediately there. So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first.
A gain of a yard brings up 3rd and 7.
To throw is Jackson. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked up by Diamador Maduro. And the Giants will take over here just shy of the 30.
I think this will want to ride very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
Here comes Chuba Hubbard. Let's take a closer look at him. He's already cruised past the 100-yard mark. We haven't even gone away for halftime yet.
He might not want halftime. All right, why cool off?
Keep everybody here.
Let's stay out on the field and keep going. But all that being said, everything...
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. To throw now, Shuck. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And a tough turnover there as now they will have it at the 6-yard line, 1st and goal. He already had the 1 fumble loss, so now 2 fumbles lost here in this first half.
Not setting the pace the way that you want it done. I mean, here in the first half, already twice the ball's come out and hit the turf. Got to find a way to take care of it. Otherwise, they may have to start thinking about maybe someone different at that position.
The Dolphins taking over now late in this first half. And following the turnover, they'll look to take the lead here as they start with a 1st and goal. After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. A give, it's Scatteroo. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
The coverage was good, but I just wonder if they absolutely fooled the quarterback on that play. I think he was expecting something else, ended up with nowhere to throw the football successfully.
And his kick is good. And that will cut the lead back down to 3 at 13-10. So golden field position there squandered as they can muster only a field goal.
Yeah, you were gifted a 1st and goal situation, but I have to give credit to the defense. They were brought out in a really tough situation, so give them credit for holding them to 3. That's a pretty nice accomplishment.
The Giants offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big hole after big hole to run through in this first half. They'll throw. Here's Shuck. That's taken in by Golden. Now the Giants will use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half.
At the 36-yard line.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. Operating from the gun, here's Shuck. Got his man, it's Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Toward the sideline, intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off. And the Dolphins are going to have it here just past the 25. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Franklin. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half.
That's good. Dolphins.
They'll give it to Scatteroo. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. So these two teams, well, everyone's eager to resume play here in this Week 2 contest, so we push right through halftime and back at it for the start of quarter 3. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Dolphins getting set to go back to work here in quarter number 3. Well, out of the locker rooms here they come. Their first drive of the third quarter. And, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, but we got a tight one set up to be a very entertaining second half.
And as we know, partner, in the NFL, there's trailing and there's trailing, right? Sometimes you're discouraged by how much you're down, but in this case, this is a tight ball game, so there's a sense of optimism here. I think they went into half and looked at their play sheet and said, these are the plays we really like. We say we use them to start the second half and get us going.
This offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. Now they trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here. They'll stay on the ground with Scatteroo. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 74 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the Giants.
Now a toss left side for Scatteroo. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. Jackson now. And it is caught. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 30.
That's another Dolphins first down.
On the handoff, this is Scatteroo. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Now it's Jackson. Open man, that's too small. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 12-yard line.
That's good for Dolphins.
Jackson, option right. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. It's 2nd and 7 from the 9. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Their mobile, agile quarterback keeping it himself from 8 yards out. And the Dolphins have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. And maybe the defense caught a little by surprise there that he took off and got in?
Yeah, I would think so, because if you're analyzing it from that side of the ball, you're thinking running back, fullback. It takes you a while before you get to the quarterback.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that will make this a 4-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Oh, some strong running. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. To throw is Shuck. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Fortunate to get that football back, because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there. Their chance to score points, but the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
So danger averted for the moment, but now here's a 3rd and long. Here's Shuck. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
How about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed. unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
37 yards on the punt with no return. And they will take over 1st and 10. So now the Dolphins set to take over on offense. They fell last week to the Jets, but they've got the lead right now as they start this drive. Here's Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Now it's Jackson. And that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. And he hits him in stride. And he will get this to the midfield stripe, but that's not going to be enough. He's a few yards short. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And this works out well as it'll kick out of bounds at the 11-yard line. Another drive coming up for New York's offense. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB. And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. 3rd down and 6. They'll drop the throw. Pass caught. That's Golden. And he will have a Giants 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A gain of 10 yards. And the Giants first down.
They'll run a draw now with Hubbard. And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Now Shuck. It's caught on the right side. Williams. Here now, 3rd and a yard.
A gain of 10 brings up 3rd and 1.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
And the Giants first down.
They'll send the tight end in motion. Right back to him on 1st down. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. So maybe just a momentary setback on what's been a great drive so far, but 2nd and 13 here. Shuck now to throw. That one complete to McConkey. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield.
13 yards on the play.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Giants 1st down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
That's another Giants 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 37.
From the pistol, Ferguson. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 2nd down and 6 now.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Now they'll run on the ball. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Hands it off out of the gun. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
Have to give credit for a nice play there, but also have to look at it as a blown assignment. He became a free runner that turned into a free hitter.
He's got the open man. That's McConkey. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1.
It's a gain of 23 yards.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. A great play there. His first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Giants have retaken a third-quarter lead.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Myers connects on the PAT, and that gives him a 3-point lead. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They got to get going.
Looking left side, he's got it. Complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Scatteroo going to run it out of the gun. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
At the 38-yard line.
They'll set up to throw. A short pass pulled in by Washington. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 44-yard line. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
And he's going to be met at about the 43. From the 43, here's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9. At the 40.
Looking to throw. To the right side and caught by Eilmanor. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaken up on the play. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They'll try and run here with Scalaboo. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. So both teams trade touchdowns in the third as we're through 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. New York ready to go again offensively. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Nowhere to go here. He lost lose the football. And the Dolphins have got it.
Well, Parker, here's where team football gets tested a little bit because I know the defensive chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that touchdown, Dolphins. Darnell Washington, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Dolphins have taken a fourth-quarter lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that will make this a 4-point game. A nice, tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The New York set to take the field. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. First and 10. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
Second and 12 at the 26-yard line.
Throwing, Shuck. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. Third and 8.
A gain of 4.
Working out the gun here, Shuck. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And they're already in the red zone. The 18-yard line is where they take over. A defensive-minded coach loves to bring the heat, brought the heat there, and it worked out.
And nowadays, all those defensive-minded coaches, for them, it's all about getting the football. I went into one facility, and as soon as you walked into the defensive room, there was a football, like on a spring, and each guy that walks in that plays has to act like he's knocking the ball free. They want those instincts created. They want them to think about that all the time, and that's what they try to preach.
Second and long. Over the middle, he's going to find Iomanner. They'll get him to the ground at the 20, following a pickup of 4.
A gain of 4 brings up third and 11.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. That's caught left side by Iomanner. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that's going to make it fourth down.
Fourth down.
And his kick is indeed good. And that'll make this a 7-point game. So that gets him a little bit of breathing room, but not much. And you have to think back to the field goal that he missed earlier. This would be a 2-score game right now if he had converted then.
And if you and I are thinking about it, you know he is as well, because in the back of his mind, he's thinking, I hope I get one more shot in an important spot. He just made that one. He wants one more later to truly make up for the earlier miss.
And New York set to take the field. And that last turnover could have proven more costly, but their defense only gave up 3. But now answering with a field goal doesn't do them much on this drive. They need to try and find the end zone. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's second down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up second and 3.
To throw now, Shuck. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Nicky Manwari. And the Dolphins will take over possession here up at the 44. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Another important fourth quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage. From the 48-yard line, here's second down and 5.
Gain of 5 brings up second and 5 at their 48-yard line.
Now he'll try to run with this. A little juke. And he's got this down to the 35. And a solid job using his legs. 16 yards and a first down on the keeper.
35-yard line.
An inside run with Scatterby. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
On the tackle. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5. At the Giants' 30-yard line.
They'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line.
It's a gain of 2.
3rd and 3.
3rd and 3.
They'll start on the ground with Scattergood. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. 88 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Dolphins, first down. 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And the Dolphins are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
A gain of 10 yards. That's another Dolphins first down. 1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
Well, he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. It's their quarterback. His 3rd touchdown of the season, all coming in this game. And the Dolphins have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here this 4th quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now up to 14. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. They juked him. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Looking to put a drive together. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he gets this up to the 34, out of bounds there.
Out of bounds at the 34-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup.
Here's Shuck out of the shotgun. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. Here now a 3rd down and 8.
He steps out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
They'll throw. Here's Shuck. And that will be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Now Shuck on 4th down. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. They'll fake it on the jet sweep, but instead a handoff up the middle. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. They're going to look to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 8.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the Dolphins first down. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
They'll try the left side with Steele. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Here we go on 2nd and 12. taken in for a Dolphins touchdown. A great effort there. With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Dolphins have pretty well put it away here in the fourth quarter. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter. So take away the touchdown. The officials rule he did not get the football to break the plane. They'll try to run it in, going option right. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Dolphins tack on another score as they have dominated this fourth quarter. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Looking to put a drive together. Here's Shuck. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Straight ahead, Steele. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage.
The tackle made at the 12.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. And they run the option on 2nd down. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Here's 3rd and 7.
At the 9-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 3rd and 7.
They'll look to throw here. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. On now the Miami field goal unit. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And his kick here is good. And the Dolphins will add on to their lead. They come through with 3 after forcing the turnover. But CD's second half, you're starting inside the red zone. Obviously, they would have liked 6 out of that.
Absolutely, because that's all you're thinking is how do you get it into the end zone? You want the field goal to be the last resort? In this case, they gave it a great try, but did have to settle for 3.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. They're facing some long odds here if they hope to convert as they're well behind the original line of scrimmage. Pass complete to Loveland. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line. And that is not near enough.
An 8-yard gain.
There we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete. But the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So 1st and 10 after a big mistake on 4th down with a penalty. Now Wilson. Now he's going to step up and run. Oh, for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked up by Nicky Manwari. And he'll be taken down, although there is a flag down. Will this stand? So the penalty there winds up on the offense, so obviously it's declined, and we have a change of possession. The D can only stop it one more. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Dolphins, they at least get the win here to earn a split of their first 2 home games. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for the Jets, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.
B-Town's handsome Lagosian. Name ring bells on both sides of the ocean. Falsetto finesse, swoon baby girl I wear out of the stretcher. She be like, you a part-timer, I'm an all-timer. You a viral artist, I will offline you. Stay far from y'all criers, bar for bar sire. Team full of